Hi, in this video I'm going to be talking about the dinner and the forum on Thursday for how to be an anti-racist with Ibram X. Kendi. Um, I will say, full disclosure, I did enjoy the dinner a lot more than I enjoyed the forum, which I kind of thought was going to be the opposite. But I found him to be a lot more truthful and honest in the dinner than he was in the forum. When we were able to ask specific questions and ask like specifically what he thought of things, we talked a lot about the climate on campus. We talked a lot about what's been going on with racially targeting students on this campus and what he thought about it. And the question that I specifically asked him, which is what I'm going to be talking about today, the question I specifically asked him was about restorative justice and how to effectively put restorative justice into our system without hurting anybody, really. Because there are so many ways to fuck up restorative justice, in my opinion. And when the EDI team originally said that they wanted to use restorative justice, I almost laughed out loud. I thought they were kidding, but they were not. But moral of that story is Dr. Kendi said that in order to effectively put in restorative justice, the time it would take for the time that it would be announced that we were doing restorative justice, so i.e. when the recommendations came out, to when it actually got put in place, i.e. probably closer to the end of the semester, he said that we would have to have a zero tolerance policy from then until now. And I guess I'm not 100% aware of what's happening, but I know it's not that. And so that caught my attention, because I completely agree. I think if we keep letting people off the hook and then start a restorative justice process, they're not going to take it seriously, and they're going to treat it the same way that they're going to take it as lightly as they're taking, their suspension from the football team. Not to target any racially targeted crimes, but and so that was an interesting thought, and it makes me want to reach out to the vice chancellor of EDI, or Kim Woody, or because I think someone needs to understand that. I don't think right now the restorative justice process is going to be put in place correctly, and I think it's going to fall, and then it'll be left with folks that won't be sure why. The other thing I thought was interesting is he discussed the possibility of creating a list of faculty and staff that could be potentially harmful or have been harmful to certain groups, whether that's based on gender or class or race or anything like that. And I was talking to Franny about how easy, well, not easy, but how simple it would be to implement something similar to the Rate My Professor website, except on the Rate My Professor, instead of Rate My Professor, it would be rate my professor's level of EDI. Is this professor going to be harmful to me? Is this professor going to be racist? Is this professor going to make a comment about my sexual identity? So that's something, I always want to take on all these projects, and I know that I just can't, but this is something that I really would be passionate about doing. So, like I said, I really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed the dinner with him, because I was able to apply it in ways that I could be active on this campus and improve this campus. It almost felt as though during the first thing I said after I was talking to my mom and I went to the forum together, but the first thing that I said to my mom after the forum was over, I was like, it's very obvious that he knew that he was talking to a room full of predominantly white folks. A lot of the ways that he spun some of the things was, one thing that stood out to me was when he said, wouldn't life be boring if we all brought the same dish to a potluck, or if we all looked the same, you know? And essentially what he was saying was, like, diversity benefits you, white people. Like, it benefits you too. And that's why you should learn how to be an anti-racist, was essentially what I was hearing. And it's no reflection on him, and it has everything to do with the way that white folks learn diversity. You know, is like, is this going to be beneficial to me? And it, you know, and so it almost disheartened me when I heard people walk away and say, wow, he's a powerful speaker, which he was, but also then, you know, almost leave feeling better about themselves, because they felt as though they went to this forum and now they know everything there is to know about how to be an anti-racist, and they can implement this in their lives. And, you know, what you should be doing leaving how to be an anti-racist is you should be leaving and you should be saying, shit, like, I'm racist, you know, which that's how I left. And that's how I leave every week reading the book. So I just thought that was interesting. I really did, though, enjoy both, and I thought it was interesting to see the dynamic of him in the room at the dinner and the dynamic of him at the forum. So I was very fortunate to be able to participate in that dinner. I know that not everyone had that privilege. So yes, I'm very glad I got to see that duality. Yes, Thursday was a good day. So thank you.